Paramashivoham Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Yes, Nityanandam everyone.
Nityanandam everyone.
After this beautiful darshan with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, let us now get ready to enter into the post-darshan power manifestation session. As always, immediately after the darshan, when the energy is fresh, we are just initiated, we received the powerful cognitions from Swamiji. Let us enter into the power manifestation.
Yes. So you can remember all the powerful cognitions you heard from the Darshan, and Swamiji, what all Swamiji spoke about Kailasa and the lifestyle of Kailasa. All those things you can remember, and just be in oneness with Swamiji, you can easily manifest the powers. Now we are going to manifest the power of Lagima. So you can choose any of the object near you, and the manifestation you are going to do is making the object light. You are going to reduce the weight of the object. So you can choose any of the object which is little bit lighter, means little bit heavier nearby you, and you can keep it in a distance. First you can measure the weight of the object. You can note down the weight of the object.
So if you have a kitchen scale available, for example, that would be optimal. If you do not have a scale with you, you can even get a weight scale estimation app. There is something like that for the phone, which you can download from the App Store or Play Store, or you can place the object even on your device and then estimate the weight of the object. If even that is not possible for you, you can hold the object in your hand and feel the weight of the object. Or maybe you can have like a comparative weight where you have, like the weighing scale where it goes up on one side, down on the other side, something like that. You can improvise. Just make sure that you estimate the weight of the object at least for this power manifestation. So please, everyone, pick the object you want to manifest this power on. And in this one, we're keeping it away from us. So we're not holding it in our hand this time. Once you have decided for the object, estimate the weight and start chanting the Mahavakya, connecting to Swamiji from the space of oneness. There is this space where you and him are one and the same. The space of Paramashivatva, Paramashivoham, what Swamiji is declaring when he is giving us the Mahavakya, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. When you chant this powerful Mahavakya, this great truth, you declare ferociously that you are Paramashiva, even if this has not yet become your experience. Because Swamiji, your Guru, has told you that this is your truth, this is your ultimate reality. Declaring from that space, from that feeling connection to Swamiji, declaring that you are Paramashiva, simply manifests his powers through you. When you identify yourself as an engineer, you hold yourself as an engineer, you develop the skill set and the language of an engineer. When you hold yourself as a farmer, you believe yourself as a farmer, you develop your knowledge, your interests, and your skill set as a farmer. When you declare you are Paramashiva, ferociously, simply you manifest him. So let us sit and connect to Swamiji, who is the pure channel for us. And let us declare oneness with Paramashivam. Chant the Mahavakya and declare for the weight of the object to change. Request Swamiji to flow through you. And let us enter into this round of the power manifestation.
प्रशक्यशाकिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे कामे कामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वैश्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः
சனடி போற்றி சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி நேயத்தே நின்றடி மலனடி போற்றி ஆயப்பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னனடி போற்றி சீரார் பெரும் துறையிடம் தேவனடி போற்றி ஆராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி ஈசனே சிந்தை கவல வந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் பூவோடு கனிகளை கொண்டு உன்னை பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் கலி என்னும் கடலினில் மூழ்கிட்டையும் இனி கரம் தந்து காத்திட்டு கருணை பொய்கையில் அலர்ந்திட்ட அலவத்மம் போல உன் திருவடியில் வாண்டிட நித்தியனின் பாராய் அருணாச்சலனே நீ வாராய் அகண்ட ஜோதியனே வாராய் அல்லல் நீக்கிடவே வாராய் அகிலம் போற்றுகின்ற ஈசனே சிந்தை கவர வந்த நேசனே நீ வருவாய் ஒடு கனிகளை கொண்டு பூஜித்தோ அருள் தருவாய் மெய்யினில் வில்வமும் நிறையா கடல் நீர் முடியோடு தரிசனம் அருளவா செம்பொன் மாட சிற்றவை தனிலே சிந்தை கவர்ந்த உன்னை சிக்கன பிடித்தேனே வந்தும் புகழ் பெறும் நான் வரை நாயகா மதியலில் நிறைந்திடுவாய் மதி உணராதவர்க்கு மதி உணர் செய்திட வான்மழு நீ ஏந்திவாய் அறவாடிட சூழ்ந்திட நீ வருவாய் அகம் உணர்ந்திட
நித்யேஸ்வரி
காத்திடும் உத்தமத்தியே சத்குருவாய் வந்த நித்திய தாயே வேதங்கள் வணங்கிடும் ஆதியும் நீயே ஜோதிமலையிலே அவதரித்தாயே அவனியை பேணும் ஞானமும் நீயே அக்னி வடிவிலே அருள் புரிந்தாயே பூதங்கள் ஐந்தையும் ஈன்றவள் நீயே அழல் உருவாகவே ஈன்றெழுந்தாயே ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி நித்யானந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி
शिवाय नित्याय नमः ॐ नमः 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 शिवाय नित्याय नमः नमः शिवाय नित्याय नमः शिव शिव हर हर नित्याय नमः हर हर शिव शिव नित्याय नमः शिव शिव हर हर नित्याय नमः हर हर शिव शिव नित्याय नमः शिव शिव हर हर नित्याय नमः हर हर शिव शिव नित्याय नमः शिव शिव हर हर नित्याय नमः हर हर शिव शिव नित्याय नमः हर हर महादेवा 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 हर हर नित्येश्वरा हर हर नित्येश्वरा हर हर नित्येश्वरा
ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय गंगाधर लिंगेश्वर शंभो महादेवा गंगाधर लिंगेश्वर शंभो महादेवा गंगाधर लिंगेश्वर शंभो महादेवा गंगाधर लिंगेश्वर शंभो महादेवा जटाधर जम्बुलिंगेश्वर ॐ नमः शिवाय
Yes. Nityanandam, everyone.
Nityanandam.
Now let us take the second measurement and compare by how much has the weight of the object changed. You can also let us know what object you manifested this power on in this round.
Yes. So post your manifestations in the Zoom chat, mention the object as well as the change in weight of the object, so that others also will know. They will also get to know how to manifest things. So it is basically inspiring yourself as well as the others. When my poster, feel the object vibrate slightly in my hand. That's good. That's good, ma. Even
That is
that
actually, yeah, that's actually the first level of manifesting the power, even for consciousness over matter. First is feeling the energy flow through your hand to the object. So that is great. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. So Nitya Chakra Raja Swarupini has sent a message that cup weigh 280 gram. It's reduced to 279 gram. Good. That's good, ma. Really good. Paramasundara Yogi has posted 22.4 gram and it reduced to 22.5, increased. That is also is a manifestation. So every changes is a manifestation. Don't worry about it increased. Say Paramasundara, you can mention the object. What object you chose for this manifestation. Continue. I have visualized a change of 2 gram in the weight. That's good, ma. Really good. Ma, if you don't have the weighing apparatus, you can very well use the mobile app. There are a lot of mobile app for weighing the object. Okay, the smaller objects. So you can use the weighing mobile app.
Yes, thank you all so much for sharing your experience. And understand, whenever you share courageously after the power manifestation, you build that confidence, that spirit, and with that, the power manifestation just gets more and more exciting. And understand, continuously manifesting the powers will lead to more and more detailed results. More and more change will happen today. Many participants have manifested this power successfully. So let's keep it going. We're going to have another round later. For now, we're going to move on to the next Jnana segment. We're going to learn how our inner space, the quality of our inner space is directly our karma. So the way we are holding ourselves and the world in our inner space, that is exactly what we are going to create, the experience that we are going to create in the future and in the present moment. So let us listen into Swamiji about these revelations about karma and how we are creating our reality based on our own inner space. So let's all listen in deeply as we receive these truths from Swamiji.
Understand this one thing. Just understanding this one single idea can transform your whole way of thinking, can transform your whole way of working, can transform your whole way of living. When you understand there is no purpose in totality, you will start enjoying every single moment. You will start living intensely every single inch. Every moment will become meaningful. When you think as a whole, there is a purpose. the every single moment will lose its meaning. If you think your whole 30 days of working is worth of $100,000 or $50,000, you will judge your 1 month only as a $50,000. Please be very clear. Your life is not $50,000 worth. For example, you think that 1 month of your life is $50,000. So if you calculate your whole life, it may come for some 10 million or 20 million or even 100 million. Suddenly somebody says, I will give you 100 million, give you your life. Will you be able to give up? Logically, this is the way you are calculating and working. This is the way we are calculating and working. We are ready to sell our mind. We are ready to sell our moments, ready to sell our inner space, calculating the value of our life. Logically, you fix a rate for your life. Once you fix the rate, only the rate is in your inner space. You forget that doing the work itself or living itself is beautiful. If you think the whole has got purpose, the part loses the meaning. Understand, as a whole, the whole has no purpose. The moment you realize the whole has no purpose, the part will become meaningful. Your very living, every day itself will become beautiful. Every day your life, you are living, you are sitting, you are walking, you are standing, everything is joyful experience. That is why they say that Satchit Ananda means bliss of very existence. Your very existence is blissful. You don't have to think, in the end you will have the bliss. No. Your very existence is blissful. The moment you drop the goal, your path becomes blissful. The moment you realize the beauty of purposelessness, your very existence becomes meaningful. The meaning of existence is bliss, eternal bliss, Nitya Ananda. The next sloka says, Nahi gachchit chanamapi jadu dishtatya karma krit karya dehyava sakkarma sarva prakriti jair gunai. Nahi gachchit chanamapi jadu dishtatya karma krit karya dehyava sakkarma sarva prakriti jair gunai. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities he has acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. Usually people ask me, Swamiji, if you say that life is purposeless, why should we work? Let us lie down. Who will give me food? I tell you, you can never lie down. You may lie down for next 4 or 5 days because you will always go to this extreme. Now the pendulum is in this extreme. If you take the hand, it will go to this extreme. Maximum 1 week you will be able to lie down. After that, you can't lie down. By your very nature, you will start doing the work. By your very nature, you will start doing the work. All I mean when I say life is purposeless, I am not asking you to just lie down in your home. I am asking, let your body and mind work without disturbing your inner space. You don't have to sell your inner space to have outer place. You don't have to sell your inner bliss to have outer comforts. By very nature, here Krishna gives the assurance By your very nature, your body and mind will work. Just if you keep quiet, that is enough, they will function beautifully. Somebody came and asked me, Swamiji, to do right thing, what should I do? How should I keep my mind to do right thing? I told him, just keep quiet. Automatically your body and mind will do the right thing. Just if you get out of your system, that's enough. Divine will get in. All we need to do is just get out. Divine will get in. By nature, he says, Prakriti Jair Gunai. By very nature, your body and mind knows the right thing. But you never trust your body and mind. You never trust your body and mind. You always trust your ego, which finally dumps you in the dustbin. But you never trust the body and mind. Be very clear. Your body and mind by nature will do the work. All you need to do is keep quiet, relax from your ego. Don't think your inner space is needed for the outer work. The person who understood what is Nitya and what is Anitya, the person who understands what is eternal and what is ephemeral and relaxes into the eternal is always in eternal consciousness. He always resides in Nitya Ananda. Krishna says, a man who relaxes into Nitya Ananda and does his job, does his work, he is Karma Yogi. Just relax into your inner space. Automatically you will be guided. You will be guided. We always think, if I relax in my mind, thinking that life is purposeless, how will I know which is right and which is wrong, Swamiji? How will I know which is right and which is wrong? Please be very clear. The more you worry about which is right and wrong, you will not do any mistake. You will commit blunders. The person who worries which is right and which is wrong continuously will commit only blunders. He will never commit mistakes. The person who doesn't worry, who never bothers, he may do small mistakes. But the person who continuously worries will never do small mistakes, he will commit big blunders. And I tell you, to take this jump of not worrying needs courage. Even if you do one or two mistakes, what is the wrong? Taking the risk and jumping and start living without worrying is what I call dhiratva, courage. Courage of entering into the spiritual life. When you take the jump, you will do naturally one or two small mistakes. Don't worry. Putting up with that mistake is what I call tapascharya. Tapas. Tapas is nothing but accepting the small mistakes which you do when the conscious transition happens in your being. When you move from ephemeral consciousness to eternal consciousness, when you move from worry to bliss, when you move from asatya to satya, you will do one or two mistakes. You will fall and rise, just like a small child when he tries to walk. It will always fall once or twice. Just because of that, can you say, don't start walking? No. Even if it does one or two small mistakes, it has to stand up and start walking. That one or two small mistakes, once or twice falling and trying to stand up, is what is tapas done to learn how to walk. Same way, when you start living without mind, in the initial level, you may commit one or two mistakes. Don't worry. That is tapascharya. That is tapas. Have courage and just enter into the zone of no mind. enter into the zone of eternal consciousness. Simply start living. Realize the purposelessness of the existence. Decide, today onwards, I will live without worrying. Because life is too small to be spent in worrying. Life is too small to be spent in worrying. Life is too short to be spent in worrying. So never bother, never worry about your goals. Just drop the goals. The moment you understand the beauty of purposelessness, all the wounds which you have created in your inner space will be healed. You will fall into the abyss of eternal bliss. Next, Krishna says, this is one of the important point, one more point he clarifies. Ye me madamidam nityam anudishtandi manava Shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante vikarmabi. The translation goes, those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow this teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. Here you need to understand two things. He says, according to my injunctions, means when you enter into your being, whatever your being says is Krishna's words. When he says my injunction, he means the injunction from Atman. Injunction from the being, the Paramatman. When you drop the goals and fall into your being, you will be straight away guided by the divine. You will be guided by the nature. You will be guided by God Himself. You will become an instrument in His hand. If you become hollow bamboo without any blockage inside, you will become a flute in the hands of Krishna. Dropping your purposes or dropping your ego is what I call becoming a hollow bamboo. If you become a hollow bamboo, you will become flute in the hands of Krishna. If you are a solid bamboo, you will be used only to carry dead bodies. In India, solid bamboos are used only to carry the dead bodies. Same way, if you drop the ego and fall into the being, you will become instrument in the hands of divine. You will become a divine flute. When you become flute, the air which enters into you comes out as a music. Same way, when you become an instrument in the divine's hand, the air which enters into you comes out as a shastra or mantra or the music. Whatever comes out of you becomes divine. Your words become mantra. Your actions become tantra. Your form is yantra. The moment you drop the ego, your words become mantra to guide people. Your form becomes yantra to be meditated on. Your actions become tantra, technique to realize the Atman. You become divine. If you carry your ego just like a solid bamboo is used only to carry dead bodies. You will also be carrying this dead body. You will also be carrying this dead body. Now it is up to you whether to become hollow bamboo and become a flute in the hands of Krishna, or to be a solid bamboo and carry the dead bodies to smashana. If you drop into your being, you will become an enlightened being. You will become an instrument in the hands of the divine. Your words will become mantra, your form will become yantra, your actions will become tantra. Instead, if you decide to carry your ego, you will be carrying this dead body wherever you go. Here, he says, those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions, according to your inner consciousness. Please be very clear. As long as you carry the goal of the society, the purposes conditioned on you by the society, you will be carrying conscience. The moment you drop the social conditioning, the purposes taught to you by society, you will start living with consciousness. Social conscience is different and spiritual consciousness is different. If you live with goals, you will carry the social conscience in your life. If you realize the beauty of purposelessness, you will carry the spiritual consciousness in your life. The man who lives according to his consciousness, believing, having shraddha towards these teachings. Why Krishna is demanding shraddha? Here is the first place where Krishna says shraddha, faithfully. Why? Shraddhavanto nasuyanto. He says, of course, the word shraddha cannot be translated as faith. Faith is a very poor word for shraddha. Please forgive me, I have to tell the truth. In English there is no word for shraddha exists because the very idea of shraddha never existed. Let me be clear. The very idea of shraddha never existed here. That is why the equivalent word for shraddha doesn't exist. Shraddha does not mean faith. Shraddha means faith plus courage to execute that idea. Courage to experiment with that idea is shraddha. Courage to experiment. That idea is what is shraddha. Here Krishna says, Shraddha vanto nasuyanto. Man who executes these teachings with shraddha, courage to follow. Why we need courage to follow? A small story. One born blind man goes to a doctor and asks, Doctor, will you help me to have my eyes? Doctor says, don't worry, I'll do some operation, you will have your eyes, after that you can walk without that stick. The blind people, they always carry a stick to feel the road. You can walk without that stick. Now the blind man asks, Doctor, I understand you will do an operation. I understand I will have my eyes back. But I don't understand, how can I walk without stick? How can I walk without stick? By and by, the blind man forgot the stick is from outside. He started thinking stick is necessary even for walking. But till the operation, till he gets his eyes, he has to have shraddha towards the doctor's words and lie down in the operation table. Same way, I tell you, just live without mind, just live without purposes and goals. You will be able to walk without stick. Stick is worrying. But you can never think you can live without worrying. By and by, worrying has become your part. So we can never imagine we can also survive, we can be alive without worrying. When I say you can live without worrying, you say, no, Swamiji, how can it be possible? If I don't worry, what will happen to my children? What will happen to my house? What will happen to my wife? What will happen to my family? What will happen to my property? What will happen to my lawsuits? Please be very clear. Never think because of you your life is going smoothly. In spite of you it is going smoothly. Understand? Never your life is going smoothly because of you. In spite of you it is going smoothly. The moment you have the courage to have Shraddha to these teachings and start living, dropping the purposes, only then you will realize you don't need stick to walk. You don't need stick to walk. Once you enter into the being, the depth of your being, you will enter into a totally different dimension. Whatever now you think as spiritual life or material life, both will lose its meaning. You will enter into a new dimension of life. For example, can you explain for 4-year-old small child the life of marriage? Can you explain what is life to a 4-year-old child? You can't. He can't understand. But he can understand only toys. He can understand only dolls. He can only play with toys. Once he reaches the age of 25, naturally he will be able to understand what is life. Automatically toys and dolls will drop him. Do you feel that you are missing your toys? Do you feel that you renounced your toys? No. The moment you grow, you start experiencing the different dimension of your life. When you experience a different dimension of your life, automatically the small things drops you, and you drop them, they drop you. Not even you dropping them is important. They dropping you is important. You dropping smoking is not important. Smoking dropping you is important. When you enter into your being, when you enter into the purposelessness of life, the whole so-called material life and spiritual life drops you, and you enter into a different dimension of life, a new dimension. That is what I call quantum spirituality or eternal consciousness. You reach the eternal bliss. You start living in eternal bliss. Now you may have a serious doubt. How can I walk? How can I live without worrying? I tell you, your doubt is nothing but the same doubt this blind man is asking. How can I walk without stick? You cannot convince that blind man you can walk without stick till he gets the eyes. Only after he gets the eyes, he will be able to understand he doesn't need stick to walk. Same way, only when you reach the being, you will understand you don't need worries to live. You don't need mind. You don't need worrying mood to live. Till you reach the being, you need to have Shraddha. Till you get your eyes, you need to have Shraddha and lie down in the operation table. You need to allow the doctor to work on you. That is the reason Krishna is asking, Shraddha vanto nasuyanto. Next word, beautiful word. Anasuyanto means without envy. This is an important thing. Whatever I said, every one of us are able to understand. It's really great, Swamiji. What you said is right. But suddenly the moment one thought comes, my brother has purchased 2 houses. My sister is getting new big car. How can I live just like this? The moment you get some thought, he is having that, he is having this, what happens? All your spirituality, all your purposelessness, all your spiritual philosophy, everything just disappears. You are again on the same rat race. He says, without envy. Envy is the thing which puts you again in that same rut. In the same rut. One great problem in the rat race is, even if you win, you are a rat. Even if you win, you are a rat. Nothing more than that. Please be very clear. The moment envy, jealous enters into your being, whole thing disappears. You start again running into the social conditioning. You start running behind the purposes. You start running behind the goals. Envy or jealousy is the thing which makes you run like a rat. Run like a rat. There's a beautiful, another one idea in Tantra. Maya Shakti. This Maya makes us all dance just with this one stick called jealousy. Have you seen the monkey charmers in India? The roadside, they will do a small show with monkeys. They will have a small stick. They will just rotate that stick and shout, Adaram, Adaram, Adaram. They will just say, give the instructions to that monkey. According to their instruction, that monkey will do everything. With this stick, they will make the monkey dance. With a small stick, they will make the monkey to dance and do whatever they want. Same way, the Maya Shakti is making you run as she wants, just with one stick called jealousy, envy, comparison. The moment you compare, you just again jump into the same path, same rut, same routine, which I call the purpose life. Then you became karmi, not karma yogi. Man who lives in the eternal consciousness, Nitya Ananda, and allows his body and mind to work according to its nature, is centered on eternal consciousness. He is called karma yogi. But the man, out of jealousy, out of envy, out of comparison, who enters into the social conditioning, social rut, the same routine of rat race, is called karmi. The difference between karmi and the karma yogi is only one thing. The man who is driven by jealousy is karmi. The man who allows the eternal consciousness to drive him is called karma yogi. All you need to understand is only this one word: without envy, anasuyanto, without jealousy. The moment you start thinking, oh, he is having all those things, he is having all those things, you become mad. If a neighbor brings AC into his house, your house temperature increases. Your house temperature increases. One more thing, when we do things out of comparison, we do all foolish things. Our intelligence stops working. Our intelligence completely stops working. If you do things out of jealous, out of enviousness, out of comparison, we will end up only doing this type of foolish things. Intelligence will stop working. When you start comparing, intelligence stops working. Please understand, every one of you are unique. There is no need to compare. There is no need to compare with other person. You are unique. The main problem is you compare only with the nearest persons. 5 inch up and 5 inch low. Only with that persons you compare. You don't compare yourself with Bill Gates, do you? If you compare, even God cannot save you, that is different. You don't. You compare only with your neighbor. You compare only with your colleague. You compare only with your brother. You compare only with your sister. The problem is not even failure. Your worry about the failure is the problem. That is why you don't compare with the unreachable goals. You compare only reachable goals. You compare only with immediate persons. Understand, this comparison is what is driving you crazy. Again and again and again brings the whole social conditioning on you and eats away your whole life. Your whole life is eaten away by this one maya called comparison. Your whole joy, ecstasy, bliss, the very bliss or the ecstasy of living is swallowed by this one maya called comparison. How the whole thing is swallowed at the time of pralaya by the ocean. Same way, just this one concept, comparison, one idea, envy and jealousy swallows your whole life, which has no existence. Two things. There is something called comparative reality and something called existential reality. If you build your life based on the existential reality, you will never suffer. If you build your mind on comparative reality, you will be continuously suffering even at the time of death. Not only at the time of death, even after death. Don't build your inner space on comparative reality. Let your inner space be built on existential reality. Let you accept the life as it is. If you build your life on existential reality, you will live your life blissfully in eternal consciousness as karma yogi. Small story. One guy comes to the bar with a big smile, big grin is in his face, and asks the bartender to serve drink for the whole house freely. Give drink for everybody, I'll pay you. Bartender serves and asks, it's so nice, I'm very happy, you did a good thing for everybody. May I know why you did this? He said, I am very happy today. I have grown taller than my younger brother. I have become taller than my younger brother. My younger brother used to be taller than me. So always people tease, you are elder or he is elder. So I had a problem. Today I have grown taller than my younger brother. And younger brother taller than you is really problem. If elder brother taller than you, it can be at least tolerated. Younger brother taller than you is too much. Today, I have become taller than him. He asks, how? In this age, how suddenly you have grown and become taller than him? No, I have not grown. He met with accident, his both legs have been amputated. When you compare, when we live with jealousy, when our life is based on comparative reality, please be very clear, we end up only in this type of things. Let your inner space be built on existential reality, not on comparative reality. So, next, Krishna says, beautiful thing. Tasmadasaktas sadatam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnodi purushaha. Therefore, one should do his duty without being desirous to the rewards of action, for by working without attachment, one attains the supreme. The whole essence of Karma Yoga. So understand, because of all these reasons, drop your attachment to the purpose, drop your attachment to the goal, and live the happy life, live the life blissfully. You will achieve the supreme. Tasmad asakta sadadam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnodi purushaha. He says, you will achieve the supreme. You will achieve the eternal consciousness, Nitya Ananda. So, let us pray to the ultimate divine, Parabrahma Krishna, to make us all understand his great message, to make us all imbibe him in our being. Let him guide us, let him make us experience the eternal consciousness, eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Vasudeva Sudham Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
Yes, Nityananda Level.
Nityanandam.
After this powerful revelation, we are going to enter into a meditation process. Can we request all of you to first share some of the powerful cognitions that you have received about this very essential topic where Swamiji is sharing about the inner space and how we attract exactly what we are cultivating in our inner space. If we base our perception of reality on the relative existence instead of the actual reality, we are only going to attract that more and more into our life. See, everything ephemeral, everything that does not stay forever is based in the relative existence. That means any number that can increase or decrease, like our bank balance, our body weight, all these attributes that we assign to the existence that we experience, all these will not stay with us forever. Those will be only here as long as we carry this identity. Sometimes in one day, our bank balance might drop, something might happen to us, our health might be gone. So many things can happen in our life that, based on the relative existence, if we base our life on the relative existence, feels like we are losing our very life. But if we can center ourselves on the actual reality, which is the pure consciousness, which is there present in all of us, in everything, transcendent and existing in everything, then even the outside world happenings cannot kick us out of that state, out of that space. Swamiji, as he revealed the powerful methodology, the technique of unclutching has clearly described how we are going through that neutral zone in between the thoughts, which is the pure consciousness. But because our awareness is so much on our thoughts, we miss the gap in between the thoughts because we pay so much attention to the thoughts that are currently arising in us, spinning them for playing, fighting, trying to suppress them. The gap in between the thoughts, which is infinite, all-pervading consciousness, we miss it. So unclutching is a very simple technique that can open up the gap in between the thoughts, expand the space, and open up a dimension in us which we usually never experience while we are in the waking state. There is this space that is there when we are in the deep sleep, but we are not aware of it because we are falling into unconsciousness. With unclutching, with this powerful meditation technique, we can experience the pure consciousness even while we are in the waking state. So the technique is quite simple. Simply unclutching from the thoughts that arise without trying to suppress them, without interacting with them, without fighting with them, in any way, shape or form, engaging with them. Just resting there in the space between the thoughts until the space becomes so big that you just fall into it. We're going to have a meditation technique, an unclutching technique, which is based on our very fundamental survival principle, which is the breath.
Yes. So it's an amazing technique. So that all the spiritual practices, all the techniques, whatever Hinduism is teaching us, Swamiji is teaching us, to achieve this space, what Swamiji is telling us, neutral space. So basically it is acting or being without doing anything, both in the neutral space. It's a simple understanding that we always expect something. Even if you are not doing anything, there is some expectation. Even if you do manifestations, power manifestation, for example, you just be in oneness with Swamiji without any expectation. It is basically you are experiencing your original neutral state so that Swamiji can flow through you. That is what Swamiji is telling us as unclutching. So now, how to experience this space through the technique Swamiji has given us is between the incoming breath and the outgoing breath is a neutral space. Your identity exists in the incoming and outgoing breath spaces. Constantly you can connect and see you are connected when you are aware of your breath. But in the gap of neutral space, your identity does not exist. Yes. That is where we need to be aware between the breath. What Swamiji called it as neutral space. Between the incoming breath and the outgoing breath is a neutral space. Your identity exists in the incoming and the outgoing breath spaces. Constantly, you can connect and see you are connected when you are aware of your breath. So, your attention and awareness should be in between the breaths. That is the neutral space. So slowly start witnessing only the incoming breath. Do not bother about the outgoing breath or neutral space. Just witness the incoming breath first. So that is the first step. To reach the neutral space, first you have to witness the incoming breath. Be the witness. Be aware of the incoming breath first. Then.
So we are going to enter into the first step. So for the first part of this, we are literally going to only put our awareness consciously on the incoming breath. So we can catch that small tipping point where inhalation turns into exhalation. It's just such a subtle moment which you are never aware of. So as a preparation, first we are focusing on the inhalation. When the breath enters our body, this is the first step of this meditation. So settle down and get ready for this meditation process. If you want, you can close your eyes, but you can also leave them open. It is not a prerequisite for this meditation. Whatever you are more comfortable with, whatever you feel is going to help you with the meditation. If you feel sleepy, better not close your eyes. It is all about being fully aware, being fully conscious. So let us just breathe calmly. No need to control your breath. Just be a witness to your breath. Focus, be aware of the inhalation, on the ingoing breath. And let us enter into this meditation process.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda.
on to the next step.
Now, slowly start witnessing only the outgoing breath. Forget about the incoming breath or the neutral space. Just witness and be aware of only the outgoing breath. Okay? So, again, continue the process. Be aware. If you are feeling sleepy, don't close your eyes. You can open your eyes, but be aware of the outgoing breath.
next step of this meditation. Now, slowly, very slowly, be aware of both the neutral spaces. When your incoming breath turns into the outgoing breath, and when your outgoing breath turns into the incoming breath, be aware, witness both the neutral spaces alone. Intensely be aware of both the neutral spaces.
encourage any thought. Whatever the independent thought bubbles rise and fall, let it happen as it is. Let the independent thought come and go. Do not connect them and think you are thinking. Just be aware of the thoughts coming and going. Be unclutched. If they come, let them come. If they go, let them go. Your idea that you are thinking is lying. So just relax from that idea. Relax from the mind. Let go. Be liberated.
Now you can slowly settle down. You can open your eyes and come back. Just sit in this blissful space for a little bit longer. If you want, you can share your experience. But just be soaked in this bliss. Understand, when we bring awareness to the neutral zone between the incoming and outgoing breath, when we bring awareness into the gap between our thoughts, simply the mind just dies. and the deep bliss opens up. So decide to spend some more time in this beautiful space. Swamiji says, every day, first thing in the morning, even before we get out of the bed, we should practice unclutching. And every night, before going to sleep, we should practice completion. So in the morning, when we wake up, we are light. We are not still tied down by the happenings of the last day. So we recommend all the participants to pick up this habit. Before you even decide to leave the bed, just take 5-10 minutes and spend some time on clutching. Swamiji says, this will be the most productive time of your day because you are connecting to that neutral space, the pure consciousness, Paramashiva himself. So thank you all so much for staying here with us to the final session of the day. Since we already arrived at the end of today's Paramashivoham Level-1, and hope to see you all again tomorrow morning for the yoga, as we are opening, as always, with the Pratama Vinyasa Krama and the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama. If you want to share your experience from this meditation, feel free to share your comments in the chat. But for now, let us conclude this day of beautiful revelations and meditations with the Purna Mantra. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as we chant the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Sri Nityananda Paramashivapadakarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.